Hey, welcome to the Women's March Canada podcast, making the equality of women in Canada the new norm. This is episode 63, titled The Queen of Cups. Yeah, got your attention. Are you ready for this? My name is Melissa Durrell, and I'm your host. Women's March Canada inspires, unites, and leads the charge for the advancement of women across Canada. I've got a cool woman with me today. Her name is Abby Pond. Say hi to everyone, Abby.
Hi, everyone.
Abby is a custom bra maker and teacher in St. Stephen, New Brunswick. She started her own company called Queen of Cups Lingerie in 2016. So you're a brand new company. In the whole scheme of things.
It's only 2017, isn't it?
Right. Yeah, right. Okay. But she's been building bras that fit the body type, and I can't wait to talk to you more about this, and the body type and the needs for her customers. Her custom-made bras include the Essential Bra, the Tuesday Bra, and the Sports Bra. Abby also offers different bra making and garment sewing classes like Essential Bra Making 101 and creating foam line bras and level up lace and style. I love it. So Abby, thanks for joining us today. It's a pleasure to speak with you.
It's wonderful to be here.
So tell me a little bit, how did you get into bras? Just throw it out there. How did you get into bra making? I mean, I suppose you've been wearing them for many years. How did you go from buying to making? Yeah.
Well, like almost every single person on the planet that needs to wear bras, I couldn't find one that fit. And I was incredibly frustrated. I used to live in the UK. I lived there for 4 years when I had my child, and my breasts grew exponentially and never returned to their former size. And so everything was fine when I lived in the middle of a huge metropolitan city, and I could go to a specialty shop and pay through the nose for very expensive lingerie. Moving back to rural Canada, that wasn't an option. And it became really hard for me to find underwear. And there are two types of people in the world that, other than the kind that divide everything into two types of things. There's the kind of person that looks at something and goes, that's really nice. I'd pay good money for that. And there's somebody else that looks at it and says, that's really cool. I could make that.
You're one of those.
Yeah, that's me. And
cool.
So I taught myself how to make bras for myself. And that's kind of how it got started.
So question, underwire or no underwire?
Underwire all the way.
Okay, because I have heard some different things about how it might cause breast, or at least contusions around your breast, and then that might lead to breast cancer. Is this all stuff I Googled and should have never Googled because it's not true?
Just like everything on the internet, you probably shouldn't Google that.
Yeah. Okay, good. Let's get that misconception off the table.
The diploma on the wall over there says that I'm a scientist, and there's no scientific research that supports that underwires cause cancer or anything like that.
So what is that whole backlash against underwire? Was it just, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I know. And there was a whole backlash against the metal in underwire also being toxic and all of that.
Yeah.
But it's true that it can be really, really uncomfortable, and a lot of us are wearing the wrong size of underwire.
So it's not the underwire is bad, it's that we're wearing the wrong underwire size.
Size and shape, yes. Size matters.
Size matters. So, it's funny because I've always had issues with bras. I'm just going to throw it out there. And, everyone's like, oh, you got to go and get it specially fit and all this kind of stuff. But your body changes. And so the bra I would have bought 2 years ago is no longer. So it's really interesting to me, this idea that your company's idea. And so tell me a little bit about how you fit people, because they're buying it online, which is always scary for me because you want to try it on, right?
Yes. So I actually don't sell my custom fit bras online. People can book their appointments online, but they need to see me. So they either need to come see me, or I go to remote locations, in different places in New Brunswick and in Nova Scotia to do fittings. Because you can't get a good idea of something that's a 3D product with negative ease. So it's smaller than you and stretches to fit. You can't do that by getting flat measurements. I could measure 3 women and get the same bust measurements, and they would have completely different bra sizes. And so all of the bras that I make I make in person. And if somebody isn't close enough to get to me, I have a network of bra makers all over North America that I can send you to.
Okay, I get how it works now. That's very cool. And do you think that, how many women do you think are wearing bras that actually don't fit them?
A lot. I think we all have at least one bra in our arsenal that is completely inappropriate. Some women are pretty savvy and they happen to fall in the kind of grid of how bra sizing works in normal companies, and they can happily go in and try on a bra and it fits right, and they're like, woohoo, this is great. I don't know who those people are, but it's not me. And a lot of us, I find, don't know what a bra that fits well actually feels like, so we can't tell when we go shopping because we have no idea what it's supposed to feel like. We've never had a bra that properly fit us, so how are we supposed to know what one is supposed to feel like?
So what would you tell women that are listening to this show today? What are some of the things they should be looking for? And then I guess now, starting today, everyone should go out and think about the bra that they're wearing. What should they be looking for?
The first thing that they should be looking for is that where the wire line is, should be right underneath, right where your breast meets your chest wall. That line, that wire line, like happy smile, should go right around your breast. And that's where the wire should be, right up against your breast, not into the breast tissue, not below, right. It's like you draw a happy face right underneath the breast. That's where the wire is supposed to be. In the center, right here,
yeah,
it's supposed to be flat against your chest. There should be no space. The fabric should be right up against the wall of your chest. And so those are the first key points that tell you that the band fits properly.
Okay.
Because if the band doesn't fit properly, it takes 80% of the weight of your breasts.
Is everyone doing?
Everyone is doing this now.
Is it in there?
Yeah. And without that band fitting properly, you're going to end up with the weight on your shoulders, and then you're going to have a sore neck and back. So this part of the bra needs to sit right against your chest.
Ooh, that's so pretty, Abby.
Ooh, yeah. It's in progress.
So how many bras do you sell a year?
Well, this year so far, I can see I've got a running total around the wall. I've got 18 made this year so far. And I've got...
Is your year in January?
Yeah, that's January, yeah.
So you make bras fast then. How long does it take you to make a bra?
I can make a bra start to finish if I don't have any child or pet related interruptions, probably about 3 hours.
Okay. So that's totally doable.
Yeah. It just depends on the number of pieces and the complexity of the bra.
And so we talked about what we should look for in a good bra. Tell me, who are some of the people that you meet that you're buying these bras, that are buying the bras from you? Because I understand you've got a good relationship with some entrepreneurs as well.
Yes. So I work with a lot of different entrepreneurs in our community, but women that are coming to buy the bras from me generally can't find them. And so they don't meet the basic assumptions. The bra industry that mass produces bras make basic assumptions about our bodies. They make the basic assumption, first of all, that we're all symmetrical, which almost none of us are. And they make the basic assumption that the wider you get, the bigger your breasts get. And the bigger your breasts get, the wider they get where they meet your chest. And none of those assumptions hold true. So I get a lot of women, most of my clients are women that don't fall in that kind of precise grid. So they might have a 40 rib cage, but might only be an A cup. And if you go to a store to buy a bra in a 42 band, there aren't any A cups because anyone that size must have breasts.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Interesting. Okay. So then let's talk about some of the entrepreneurs in your community. You said you help them out. What does that look like?
Well, I had a really great experience starting my business. I wanted to have a makerspace. And in the middle of going through this business boot camp that our community has, I found out that it really doesn't make money to have a makerspace. It's a kind of a social enterprise or a nonprofit, not necessarily for profit.
Yeah.
We were kicking around ideas about what I could do to make money while I was running this space. And I said, well, I make bras. And the man that was running the course said, you make bras? Is that a thing? Would people buy that? And there was a woman sitting across the table. She's like, I would give you $200 right now if you can make me a bra that fits.
That fits.
Yes. And so it was in that kind of group they fostered me. There were 3 other women in that group who encouraged me. And after that experience, I founded a Startup St. Stephen community, or Startup Canada community called Startup St. Stephen in our community.
Right on, yeah.
At the point of, right at the get-go, of making sure that 50% at least of the organizing committee was female, because a lot of startup spaces are very male and not particularly focused on anything outside of the tech space. And a lot of the volunteers and a lot of the entrepreneurs in our community are women. And so I've been working with a phenomenal group of women to keep that going. I also buy and support a lot of female entrepreneurs like Beverly Johnson in Hamilton. She runs Bra Maker Supply. She was my initial mentor and is my main wholesale supplier right now. And although this horrible, horrible storm has ruined it, we were partnering to have Galentine's Day today. We were going to celebrate 2 female entrepreneurs. One's a soap maker and one makes jewelry and art, as well as teaches kids art. We're working with me, and we were hosting in a local entrepreneurs space here called Spree. It's a beautiful retail store. She's done an amazing job. And we were going to host a Galentine's event there and have custom-made whoopie pies by another friend of mine who's an entrepreneur. So it was going to be a big Galentine's women entrepreneur love-in, but Mother Nature had other plans.
But you could do it on International Women's Day.
We're doing it next week.
Oh, are you? Okay, okay.
Yeah, we waited that long for whoopie pies.
Good, good, good. So it's really interesting to me, the community that you have in St. Stephen's. How did you land there? Are you from there?
No, I am originally from New Brunswick.
Okay.
But I was in the UK and our visas were expiring, and it was getting increasingly harder to stay there. They didn't necessarily, it wasn't friendly. It was becoming more expensive and difficult to stay there. And our daughter was 2, and if we were to stay there, she would have ended up in the school system. And I wanted to raise my daughter in a smaller community, more like the one I grew up in, not in a big city. Mm-hmm. And so a job opportunity came up here, and we moved here. I told my husband I got offered a job here, and he's like, "Where's that?" And I said, "It has a chocolate factory. That's all you need to know."
That's awesome. That would be a deal changer for me too. So I don't often think about St. Stephen as an entrepreneur place, and so I'm curious about the community that you're building there. I love the idea that you've done 50% women, 50% men, or trying to get that equation. That's really interesting. How do you guys support each other? I mean, obviously you're having events. Is there a mentorship thing that happens between everyone as well?
Yes, and it's really informal. It's somebody will reach out and they have a question, and then we reach out within our network and we say, "Oh, Sarah's really awesome at that. She'd be good to answer that question." Or, Kristen is amazing at that. And so we really connect each other and promote each other's knowledge and experience as well as our businesses. Because I find a lot of time we don't give ourselves enough credit for what we know and the experience that we do have. Mm-hmm. And to say, "Oh, wow, I am struggling setting up my website on Shopify and I had no idea what these logistics would be. Hey, I know that Heather just set up her Shopify site and she's been running it really well. Maybe she'd give me some help." And having that knowledge and being able to share it whenever somebody has a question, everyone is really willing to do that.
It occurs to me that, oftentimes when you start a business, growth, scaling are 2 very important things. And so within your community, is there a lot of talk about, you'd have to grow larger than the community that you're in. So, or maybe I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong, but that, you want to try to get into to go west or even south to the States. Is that part of what you're doing within your community? I'm at that stage myself in my business. And we do have
some successful female entrepreneurs that can help us with doing that. A lot of us are just in that kind of getting out of the side hustle and making it a full-time business stage.
Yeah.
And there is enough for many of our businesses within the local region. There's enough to make it a viable business.
Okay.
And for some of us, that's enough. I mean, some of us don't want any more than that. And some of us have big dreams of underwear taking over the world. So we do, and that's one of the great things about Startup Canada is that within our local network, we can tap into what we know. And then when we have those bigger questions, like how do I export to the States? We can tap into that big network within the larger region and within the country to find that information.
When I think about bras, I often think, I mean, for the most part, you go into a store and, some people go into a department store, or you might just go to a bra store. I'm curious about, is your dream to start to create your brand and would you ever, because I mean, I know your whole thing is custom. So is that the next sort of wave, is to create mass produced bras? Is that something you're looking at?
Not necessarily with the bras at the moment, because the way that bra sizing works, the way that my fitting works, I fit for Underwire size, I fit for cup volume, and I fit for band. And I would love it if 3D printing got to the point where it was economically viable for you to be able to walk into a store. It could fit you with wires and bands and cups and whatever, and you say, I want it in lime green, thank you, and boom, hit print, and then it prints you the bra. Or you could assemble the components in some way that would be quick enough. I haven't yet solved that nut.
Yeah.
How to do it with a fit that would be satisfying enough for me. I do have world domination plans for underwear.
Tell me more.
Well, underwear is almost as frustrating to buy as bras, and even more so because it has these mysterious small, medium, large, extra small. I'm like, I don't know who they're supposed to fit or where those scales come from. It's even more obscure than bra sizing. Mm-hmm. And I know that if I'm not particular, I'm about a size 12, and if I have to wear an extra large, what are all of the other people that are just normal sized, as me, what are they buying for underwear? Underwear. Mm-hmm. Horrible. So my sorry, I'm getting weird. Oh. My plan is to set up with roll parts of train them in how to make underwear, provide them with materials.
Just repeat that beginning part again, because you kind of cut in and out. So you said you're going to train, but I didn't hear who.
Okay, so I'm going to pick an inclusive size range of underwear.
Okay.
Based on not on letters. And I'm going to train underemployed and unemployed women in rural areas to make those underwear and sell them online. So you'll be able to take your hip measurement, pick your style and your color, and it'll be made for you by another woman. So you'll be supporting them to become economically stable and be able to provide an income without leaving their home, or enable them to leave abusive situations.
Abby, I love this idea so much. I want you to start tomorrow. How close are you to making this happen?
Well, I put a big fat grant application into the Women's Entrepreneur Fund, which was a federal grant call that came out.
We all know that paperwork. Every female entrepreneur I knew, I was like, this is insane. Did you not find that process?
It was insane.
Ugh.
It was fast. It was furious.
And there was what a great way to get women entrepreneurs interested and, moving forward. But then the paperwork, but anyway, that's government. So whatever. So good luck. So hopefully we'll hear about that soon then.
If that doesn't work, I've got a slower burn build on that. I've applied for another loan to buy a machine and to create an online retail store for lingerie making supplies. And I'm teaching more of my classes, and hopefully I'll be able to build up enough cash reserve in the business to make that happen. It'll just happen more slowly.
I love it. I love it, Abby. Just to finish off, it's interesting because I think, and I might be wrong here, tell me, but much of our undergarments were designed not by women and mass produced. And now that we're starting to be able to, and I just shouldn't say we're starting, I mean, women are buying have the buying power now, that there is a huge need for these custom either bras or underwear, things that we feel that do you see, is that the trend, would you say, that we just we won't put up with this anymore? It's like it's almost part of feminism, is we deserve better. Yes. Under our clothes and outside
better undergarments, because for too many years, foundation garments were designed initially and made by women for themselves. That's what they did. And then, really it was World War I killed corsets because all of the steel from corsets was collected to make battleships and munitions. And so that heralded the arrival of the bra in the kind of form we know now.
Oh,
isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Women, I believe women I don't know if it was the US or the UK, but they donated enough corset steel to make 2 battleships.
That's a lot of corsets. So they'd actually just rip the corsets apart and then melt the metal.
Yeah.
2 battleships.
2 battleships. It's a lot of corsets.
Boobs floating battleships.
Yeah, but it kind of more, I would say, around the 70s, where underwear began to be this thing that women wore for men to stand still in or let men take off. And it kind of did it with the Victoria's Secret shows and angels and all of that nonsense. And none of it was built to actually do the job that our underwear is supposed to do. And there are a lot of brands coming out right now, like SheFit and Thinks and Knixwear, that are focusing on what that underwear is actually supposed to do. It's supposed to make us forget that we're wearing it, or make us feel freaking amazing when we're wearing it. Mm-hmm. I think that it's only going to grow.
Abby, fascinating. I love talking to you. Tell our listeners and our viewers where they can find you.
You can find me on the interwebs at queenofcuplingerie.ca. You can find me on Facebook at the Queen of C, and you can email me at abby@queenofcupslingerie.ca.
You're amazing, and I can't wait to hear about this rural or women needing just a hand up working in your organization. I think it's super exciting, and dream big, girl, go for it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks to everyone who tuned in to listen. Your comments are always welcomed and encouraged. Please subscribe to our Women's March Canada channel and receive updates every single time we upload a new podcast, which usually is on Fridays. Our mission across Canada is to stand together in solidarity with our partners and children for the protection of our rights, our safety, our health, and our families, recognizing that our vibrant and diverse communities are the strength of our country. This is the Women's March Canada podcast. You can find us on Twitter at Women's March CBA and on our website, womensmarchcanada.com. I'm Melissa Durrell, and I'm wishing you a fantastic day. Thank you. And I'm just going to go, cancel. Do you want to stop recording?